Hi, welcome to our early spring, that means not quite spring yet, edition of Best Friends. I'm so glad you guys could join us today. We have cats to talk about, some that are definitely going to make you smile. And we've got guinea pigs and a ferret. And I brought something with me. Califord, our shelter cat, asked me to show you this. You know what this is? This is a Seahawks mouse, and it's Califord's favorite. We sell them at the shelter because they are crocheted by our volunteers, and they're stuffed with catnip, and we have it on very good authority. I mean, this is from the cat's mouth now, that this is one of the best toys ever. Perfect for getting your claws in, for throwing up in the air. It's aerodynamically designed, and it's just all around good times for a kitty cat. So there, now you know, they're here at the shelter, a whole $1 each. This is a ferret, and as you know, having watched me for several years, I'm sure, I really am quite a ferret fan, but they aren't the kind of pet you want with a young child in the household. They are, after all, a weasel, and they have a weasel's weasel sorts of behaviors. Ferrets don't jump much, but they do climb very well. And this one is going to get away. He just said, "I'm leaving now." We have a female brown tabby who is planning to hide under the towel. Okay. This one, even though she's not coming very forward on camera, is actually a very good cat with kids. Definitely would be a good choice for a family that has young children. She really likes catnip too. Always a plus. Of course, now that we've buried our nose in it, we're probably going to sneeze. Come on, let's stay over here, okay? And beyond catnip, she also smells ferret, which is really interesting to a cat. Even though ferrets and cats generally get along quite well in a household, as long as the cat isn't a kitten. You don't leave a young kitten with a ferret, because they do get them kind of confused between friend and prey. She's really enjoying the catnip. This is Winston. It does have a little bit in common with the Winston of Churchill fame in that he is somewhat more solid than one would expect. He weighs in at about 20 some odd pounds. Very clearly he needs a diet. He is not an large boned cat. He really has a fairly petite bone structure, and so 20 pounds on him looks a whole lot bigger than it would on a cat that is just a big cat. Anyway, he is somewhere between 5 and 8 years old. He's neutered, and he is a front declaw, which means he does need to be an inside kitty. Come on, darling. Oh, please. Thank you. He does tolerate dogs as long as they don't get in his face. And he seems to be okay with our shelter cats at any rate, as long as they are not very overt about wanting to make friends. He kind of likes to be left alone. Now, he's going to need help grooming because when a cat reaches this weight, he has trouble reaching back here at the base of his tail to groom, and so you have to make sure they stay brushed or they'll start acquiring some mats back there. But other than that, he's just a very nice cat. He needs, of course, a fairly sedentary household and one that will monitor his eating and perhaps even provide a little exercise. I don't know how the guy does with toys, but I would say right now, not dreadfully playful. Anyway, the eyes are kind of interesting, but they are, we've had them checked and they are fine. It's just that one is has a kind of a canted pupil. This is Groucho. Groucho is actually medium to long-haired, black and white. Came to us in pretty rough shape with a lot of parasites. The parasites are gone, and his coat is recovering. And he's just a very mellow, loving, gentle cat. Would be a terrific family cat. I don't think we have any data on how he does with dogs, but he certainly has done very well here at the shelter. He's just a sweet, sweet guy. And I think Groucho is such a cute name for him. His markings are just super. You are so adorable. Loves petting, loves brushing. Yeah, you're a Seahawks fan, aren't you, darling? There we go. See? Good for you. Yes. Oh, that's some good footage. This is Hannah. Hannah is reacting a little bit to the fact that I've got gel cleaner on my hands, and most of the cats aren't real fond of that alcohol-y kind of odor. But Hannah has a lot of patience as long as you're petting her on her head. You'll notice that her tail is kinked. That is typically a genetic issue. It isn't that she caught her tail in a door or anything, but like many cats that have that going on with their tail, they are awfully sensitive about it being touched. And that is the only reason I would say that probably this would not be a good cat to go into a household with small children, because they aren't as observant about an animal's limits as maybe adults would be. Of course, that's up for grabs too, to be honest with you. Anyway, Hannah is sensitive about her tail. Now, it may be, an ego thing, but I'm kind of betting that there are nerve bundles down there that are just kind of painful when she's touched there. What a pretty girl. Yes, there is. She's a beautiful little tabby. This is definitely a brown tabby. I know, you are. Yes, you are. You're very pretty. This is another black and white, and again, a really, really interesting face marking on this one. He wants a catnip mouse. Let me get him one. Otherwise, he's going to bite my hand. Here you go. Ah, you wanted to pick your own, did you? I'm sorry. Here. There. Oh, he just saw the camera. Aren't you a ham? Anyway, this is Hansel. I don't know where Gretel went. Don't know whether that was what was going on or not. But whatever it is, he's a very playful cat. I don't know about you, but my family can sit and watch a cat play like we would watch television. And it's, it's just a never-ending source of amusement in my household. I think it is in a lot of households. He has such a wonderfully expressive face, and his eyes are absolutely beautiful, that pale, pale green. And obviously this is a cat that if you needed a mouser, would definitely be one for you. You look for play drive when you look for a good mouser. You don't look for a skinny cat because that doesn't do you much good. A cat that knows how to chase down anything moving is what makes them effective. And obviously he does. This is a spayed female. She's probably around 5 years old. She is wonderful with little kids. We've really got a good family option here today. And you'll notice the wonderful cinnamon coat. Some cats just genetically are not black. They're actually kind of a deep, dark, reddish brown. Isn't that beautiful? But she is just a sweetie of a cat. And again, she loves being brushed and combed, and it's a good thing too because she has a lot of hair that needs that to happen to it. There are people that are reluctant to get long-haired cats because they worry about the shedding, and they do. Short-haired cats shed too, though. It's just that it's much harder to pick up the hair that they leave behind. And when you have a long-haired cat, that hair is very soft and it just rolls right off of furniture and rugs with nothing more than a damp cloth. So bear that in mind because she really is a little beauty. I know, I'm not letting you go. And that's mean, isn't it? Yeah, you want to go down there and get your own catnip mouse, don't you? You'll get one. Just not right now, okay? This beautiful little boy is named Silas. He has one of those gorgeous black short-haired coats that kind of glows from the inside and looks so healthy. One of my friends was telling me last night that when she was in South Carolina, she discovered when she found some stray kittens that the shelters won't accept black cats. And of course we find that to be rather remarkable. But almost any adoption pattern is driven by local mindsets. And apparently black cats are associated with something scary in the Deep South. I didn't know that, but there you are. It just seems kind of sad to have that distinction because black cats do tend to be much healthier than others in many ways, and generally they are, in my opinion, easier to care for. Their coats and everything, they get less skin issues and all of that. Yeah. Don't know why that is. Just stronger genetics, I guess. Anyway, Silas is just a really good possibility. He was brought to us by his family because the apartment complex or the living arrangement would not allow pets. And so rather than give up their living quarters, and I could certainly understand that, they brought us the cat. That's okay because Silas will have a good home. Yes. This is a beautiful little long-haired tortie point. Just a gorgeous little cat. She just moved up to adoption about 5 minutes ago, so she's feeling a little insecure. But at the same time, this is a kitty that is probably going to make a terrific pet in an older household. She does not do real well with little kids, but with older kids, I think she would be okay. She's just a little, I wouldn't say shy per se, but careful. She's very careful about her relationships with people, and so she may not warm as quickly as you would expect. Some of that is just being a color point cat. Some of it is being tortie, because it kind of combines both of those. See how her face has the stippling on it, and the different colors mixed in, that swirl. That's how you can tell that she's a tortie point. Beautiful pale blue eyes, just an absolutely gorgeous cat. I'm very partial to color point cats myself, and so I think she's just a terrific opportunity to have a pet that is absolutely beautiful as well as being affectionate. You haven't seen the guinea pigs, but they're feeling a little bit uncomfortable today, and so come look at them at your leisure. Just stick with us and we'll go see all of the dogs. Here, this is Allie. Allie is, what, a 55-pound lap dog. And people wonder why we call them pitties and aren't worried about them. This is more like holding an overweight chihuahua. Oh, my word. People who don't love dogs are missing so much. Uh-huh. Yeah. Allie is just a year old. We had her spayed, and so that's been taken care of. She is probably one of the most affectionate dogs I've seen in a while, and she does get along with other dogs, although I wouldn't put her with another female. She came from a home that had a male Jack Russell with her, and did very well. She is kind of a tank. This dog is one that is going to require training, and it definitely is going to require somebody who is not afraid to use a firm hand on the leash. And probably, I think, a gentle leader would work well with this girl. She has so much weight, and she's got 4 on the floor, and then traction like that is kind of hard to deal with when you're walking with them. So And walking is something that would be really important for her. She needs to keep her weight down. Yes. But what a love of a dog. And a beautiful dog, too. Her coloring is gorgeous. Her coat is beautiful and healthy. She's a sweetie. Yes, her is. Yeah. Oh, Allie. Yeah. This is Marty. As you can see, Marty is a Chihuahua. Yes. What a combination. Pit bulls and Chihuahuas. You would think we were in California. Anyway, Marty was brought to us, and the people who did bring him to us said that he needed to be the only dog in a household. Here at the shelter, he has gotten along well with all of the other dogs. We have not had any difficulty. Sometimes once a dog goes into a permanent home, though, their attitude towards other animals can change. It's something that you kind of have to ride herd on. Since he's a fairly dominant little dude, I think I would probably pair him with a larger female, and be sure you bring your dog in to meet him before you go home with a dog that is brand new to your other dogs. And I don't know how he does with cats, so that's another thing that we would have to check out if whoever is interested in adopting him has a cat-owning household. Anyway, Marty is cute as a little button. He's a friendly, happy little guy. He's not your typical Chihuahua. He's not what you think of, anyway, as a typical Chihuahua. He doesn't shiver. He doesn't have a little dog attitude. But I think he would fit in really well with almost anybody. Yeah, you're a cool dude. Yes. Thanks so much for visiting with us today. We really enjoyed having you. We'd like for you to stop by the shelter. We're at 3120 Martin Way in Olympia, and our hours are 9:30 to 5:30, Tuesday through Friday, and 9:30 to 4 o'clock on Saturdays. We've had an interesting phenomenon this spring. We have on Friday of this week, we had 8 dogs in adoption, and now we're down to 2. And so adoptions are going very well. Think twice about acquiring an animal at a source other than a breeder you know or the shelter. It doesn't always work as well as people think it's going to. Digital energy is wonderful for some things, and I like shopping online as well as the next person, but an animal is a living, breathing companion, and you need to be sure that your personalities and that the behaviors are going to fit in your family. So take the time, go to a shelter, visit the dog that you're interested in, rather than just ordering online. So we'll see ya.